one of my biggest struggles, I guess, with building a brand and business as well is trying to do everything myself for so long, bro. It's like trying to build the right teams and stuff, sort of getting picky with it, and yeah.
How did you go? Like from the start, was it more of like not wanting to let go, like not wanting to take help, or was
Take
it
help
more,
from other people?
yeah, or you just didn't have the support?
Yeah, a bit of both, bro. I think not having real direction and where I wanted to go and sort of just piecing things together myself.
Mm.
You know, it was like hard to articulate what it is that I actually wanted from people. But yeah, also just finding the right people that would be able to benefit me and where in the direction that I was headed.
It's probably a good way to lead into it, because I think a lot of my thoughts with that sort of stuff is modeling from a kid and not feeling supported. And now as going into adult life, I do everything myself because I've had too much evidence from my childhood growing up to now that when you do reach out for help, it's not there.
Yeah. And just having that independence built from your early childhood, it's probably created that subconscious belief that, like, you know, sometimes it's detrimental where you think that you have to do everything alone as well. And I reckon I've been in that place with myself too, bro.
Yeah. Do you see the technician's post about that? Trav's post about like his clients like needing to do everything themselves, and you're just getting in your own way.
Yeah.
You think it's like protecting you from being let down, but it's also closing you off to other opportunities.
Yeah, 100%.
Open up.
100%. It's like when you isolate yourself from receiving help from others, you isolate yourself from the universe being on your side, basically, because you've decided that no one else is.
Yeah.
And then most people like to champion it, like, I've done this all myself. I can do it all myself. So
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with having a bit of help, bro. So,
I was talking to a bloke about this, and I was trying to like challenge him on pride and gratitude, because he was saying like, no, pride's okay, it's good, and I was like, no, that's like the ego. And he's like, but I did it, I got here, and I was like, I think when you say you got yourself there through pride, that's having a chip on your shoulder, like no one helped me. But gratitude is like how lucky that I had this opportunity to do this by myself, or that, you know, God and the universe surrounded me with things that I could build this with.
Yeah, it's just a different energy, bro.
Yeah. It's like toward and away from motivation.
Exactly.
You know, you can, if you keep running towards something, you've always got that carrot there where if you're running away, you're going to get tired. It's going to burn out.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, like you said, people just like to champion their pride and their independence to a degree where they don't allow anybody else to help them. So, bro.
You can only get so far.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jarrod Morfett, thanks for joining me, man.
Thank you for having me, brother. Appreciate it.
So yeah, we were talking about a couple things that could be potential childhood wounds. And I'm really interested in your story. Like, you've been popping up on my feed for a while now. And I was like, I really want to have a conversation with this guy because I think there's a bit of alignment here.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful to have you in the space.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, cheers. So yeah, I think it'd be great to hear about you, as this podcast is a lot about the hero's journey. Obviously, we're in the Gold Coast now, but you weren't born here. What was young Jarrod like, and where's he from?
I was actually born in Penrith, bro. Not many people know that. So yeah, my parents were doing the Kiwi and Aussie sort of thing at the time. Had both my older sisters, who's a year and 2 years older than me, and then had me in Penrith, and then basically moved back to New Zealand as soon as I was born. So yeah, grew up predominantly in Auckland. Most of my primary school and intermediate schools were in Auckland. We moved around quite a bit. So yeah, growing up with my two older sisters, I don't know if you've been to Auckland, bro. It's a grimy environment, bro. Like a very low frequency. A lot of people are a bit on edge. A lot of people are struggling. Price of living through the roof. There's a lot of people doing a lot of naughty things, so you can get taken down that path pretty easily. You know what I mean? So yeah, I learned a lot about myself through that as I got older, but done all my high school years in a small town in Taranaki called Waitara. That's where my mum's from. So moved down there, and I loved it initially, bro. It's like small local vibe. That's where I really found the value of community. Had family everywhere. You know, I started excelling in sports. You know, instead of being a small fish in a big pond, I was now a bit of a big fish in a small pond, and I was running with the bros, surfing every day, playing a lot of footy. Yeah, bro. So that's what put me on the path of playing footy. I started playing rep teams, got scouted to play for the Parramatta Eels juniors. So when I was 17, moved back to Sydney by myself, away from the family, and that was a big kick up the arse. That was a big wake up call. Like, bro, I didn't realize how much I didn't know about life. Little things as well, like freaking the oil light comes on in the car. I'm like, how do I check the oil? Like, my old man was a mechanic, but he had a lot of different interests to me. So when he was fixing cars at home and stuff, like, I wasn't really too interested in helping him out. But I remember that moment because I remember, like, fuck, should have been in the shed helping him. Now you don't even know how to change the oil or anything like that. So yeah, a big wake up call. I think that was moving back to Sydney as a young man by myself, without the family, sort of trying to figure things out as I was going, and it definitely helped me with a lot of life skills and stuff. It just opened my eyes up to the big wide world again. Going from this small town of probably, I'd say, like 1,000 people. And everyone knows everything about you. So you go from that to no one knows nothing about you, bro. You're like, you're just this little ant in this big old city, and just trying to find my way from there. So yeah, done that for a year and a half. Was playing for Parramatta Juniors, and then, bro, I was homesick as a dog, like struggling without my family, living situations and stuff got a little bit sticky. Wasn't too happy, so I ended up moving back to New Zealand for about 6 months. Another big thing was, like, I was really close with my baby sister at the time. I think she was like 2 or 3. So yeah, we were just like connected like that. When she was born, I was helping raise her and stuff. So yeah, that was a big part of me moving back to New Zealand. And yeah, it was another wake up call, I guess, because growing up, I had my ambitions, and I wasn't content with just staying in that hometown and, working a job. And, that's what most people were doing back home. They'll just stay the same, bro. Work your job, stay in that town, do the same thing, repeat it every single day. And I was just like, nah, I can't be like that, man. Like, I want to, I'm destined for greatness and stuff like that. These were my thoughts. Like, I need to do something more with myself. So moving back to New Zealand, and then like working in the meatworks and stuff like that, it was just like, nah. I can't go out like this.
Yeah.
I can't, like, I sort of felt like a quitter for, this opportunity that I had in Sydney, and then just moving back. But it was also very good in a sense, reconnecting and just having those little realizations with, like, you just got to be resilient, stick it through. And even when I did have success, bro, that's another thing, like making big rep teams, and eventually I come up here to play Queensland Cup. Like, that was another big realization for me, is like, it didn't actually feel very fulfilling at all. Didn't feel like success at all. I didn't feel any internal void, that external success. And I think that's when I realized that those desires, those goals and those dreams, they weren't really mine. They were just inherited by what other people deemed to be the cool thing. That was what the cool guys were doing. So I never really had the time to think about what it is that I actually wanted in life and who it is that I actually wanted to become. I was just like, frick, that's the path that most young Kiwi boys take, is rugby and stuff. So I was just like, fuck, go with it. Started getting good at it. So I was just like, fuck, stick with it. But never actually asked myself those deep questions, like, who are you, bro? And what do you actually want out of life? Because I thought I was killing it. But then when you attain the thing that you've been chasing for so long, or, like you said earlier, you finally get into that carrot that's dangling in front of your head, and then you get it, and then it's like, fuck, now what? Nothing. It's like, nothing's really changed or shifted internally. And that was a realization that I had. It was just, that wasn't even my desire. That wasn't even my dream or my goals. It was just inherited throughout my upbringing, my environments, my peers, and society ultimately. So yeah, it got to a point when I did move back to Gold Coast, played Queensland Cup for 5 or 6 years. I was like on a bit of a hamster wheel, just grinding myself to the bone, like I got got a really solid work ethic. I was driving to Brisbane like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, steel fixing. You ever tied steel, bro?
For pouring a concrete slab that.
Yeah, bro, it's rough. It's rough, just lumping steel all day, bent over, tying steel, Queensland heat, doing 8-hour days up in Brisbane, drive back down to Tweed Heads, which is like a 2-hour drive.
Your back would have been cooked.
Back's cooked, bro. And then you got preseason training, trying to tackle these bloody dudes that do it for a full-time job, like Titans players, NRL players that are part of the team. They're doing a full-time job. So I'm like already cooked from the drive and from slaving my ass off all day. And now I'm just got to cook myself again in preseason. Do that for like another 2 hours. Get back home. It's like 8, eat, shower, sleep, repeat, 5 years. Got extremely resilient and developed a ridiculous work ethic. But yeah, nothing was shifting for me internally.
How were your relationships at that time? Like that seems all consuming.
Relationships with
like friends, family, anyone. Like sounds like if you're out the door from 4 till 8, how do you have time for relationships? Like to be able to just talk to someone, spend time with someone if it's so much like by yourself. Training.
Yeah, no, there wasn't much time for all that. My relationships was just like workmates and the footy boys, the footy lads and stuff. And then, once the season comes around, it's just train all week, play footy, get on the piss in the weekend, back to work and back to training on Monday, get on the piss in the week, play footy, get on the piss, travel a bit. Yeah, you think you're killing it, but it was just like, fuck. This is what I wanted for so long, or what I thought I wanted, but this doesn't feel like anything to me. This doesn't feel like anything special. Like, why am I still so lost and still so empty?
When did that moment come when you realized that, like, oh, this actually isn't it? It's not what I want.
I think it was in those times of being on the hamster wheel where I was just like, fuck, this can't be the dream, that I thought of for so long. Like falling asleep behind the wheel nearly, driving down to bloody Tweed Heads for 2 hours in the car. It's just like, fuck. And then even before training, like if I had a bit of spare time, I would like have a quick little nap, doze off a bit. Then you wake up, bro, and you're like, fuck, time to run some bloody Malcolms and tackle some big gorillas, bro. It's like, yeah, I realized slowly, bro, even like during work and stuff, just like doing hard labor. It's just like, bro, like there's got to be more, this can't be it. So yeah, during that time, bro, it really led me down those questions about who are you and what do you really want.
Before you started steel fixing, did you always have that mindset as a kid about like full-time job's not for me, the hard work's not for me? Because for me, that's never been a thing. I've never understood. Like I watched my dad grind as well. He did asbestos removal when I was through high school and that. He was never happy, and he was always like, working 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, like hard work. And I was like, that, but he was miserable. I was like, how is that the lifestyle that we're meant to lead? Work hard, go home, pay the bills.
Yeah.
Drink every night. Like I barely saw him smile. All he did was come home and complain about the people he worked with, the job he was doing. It wasn't fulfilling, but that was modeled to me as normal. And like all of my mates' dads were like tradies or whatever. And I was always like, nah, I'm not doing that. Yeah. But then people were like, what are you doing? Like, why would you not just get a trade? Or like, it's just weird to me. It's different. But then I ended up doing, working full time for like years and doing jobs that I hated, and it was just crushing my soul.
Yeah.
But you just get stuck into it. I think it's like worked out of you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, bro. No, it was the same for me. Like no one no one working a job, was happy. My parents, my old man was a very hard worker as well, but didn't really know anything else, bro. Like, didn't really. That was one of the biggest challenges. Like, I was desperate for a role model growing up. I remember just being so quietly desperate, like, fuck, like, who can I follow? Like, who's that guy that I want to be like? And I couldn't find it, bro. For a very long time, I craved it. And it got to a point where it was just like, gonna have to be that for myself, for my younger self. But to go back to your question, bro, what else do you do? Like, what else do you know? If that's all you've seen, the people around you, and you're inheriting these beliefs that you have to work hard for money. I think that was a belief that took me a very long time to uncover and get over and rewire. Like, you don't need to bust your ass to make a bit of coin. Like, there's so many ways, different avenues to make money. You just need to find out what it is that you actually like to do, what it is the world needs, what it is that you're good at, and how can you monetize it. And that's your ikigai.
Yeah.
If you know what ikigai is.
100%. And that's why it was funny, I was saying, I keep meeting these 99-year-olds, 100-year-olds on the coast, like, because they're probably in a fulfilling life. And it's funny, I asked them, and I'm like, what keeps you going? I spoke to a bloke that's 102. And he said, never drink, never smoke. And he actually said, work hard work. But for me, I don't think hard work is running yourself into the ground, like with physical labor. Like, for me, hard work can be grinding, like working hard to make sure I keep myself fit, working hard to make sure I keep my mind right, like working hard in other ways. Like, and I don't know if you've heard the term of, like, there's working out and working in. Yeah. And I'm really trying to practice working in. Yeah. Because I'm, with a human being versus human doing. I'm always a human doing. And I'm trying to work on being a human being. Yeah. But that's still hard work for me. Like, my goal, we were speaking about no caffeine, but also for this month is meditate 10 minutes a day. It's been easier to do no caffeine than do 10 minutes of meditation a day. And I've been having all these internal battles with the caffeine, and like this is a drug addiction. Like, people don't realize it's as bad as smoking and anything else. Not that I've ever actually smoked, but like, people, the way they look at me while they've got a vape, they're like, why would you punish yourself like that? Yeah. Because it's not taboo at all. Like, it's coffee. It's nothing, right? Yeah. It's like drinking a Coke, I guess. Coke's probably got a worse name. Yeah. But it's it was such a surprise that meditation is harder work. I'm so good at being avoidant that I can fill my day up and not just take 10 minutes for myself.
Is this your first time sort of getting into meditation?
I've been on this journey for a long time, but I really, really struggle with it. And that's part of the reason why I put those two together, is to slow my mind down from the caffeine, so it's easier to meditate. Because whenever I sit down, I could write a book. Yeah. Like, it just, all the thoughts come to my head. Everything's like, all right, now I need to go. Yeah.
Oh, so you get all those thoughts and immediately you just want to get up and start putting it to work or something.
It's the ego coming in, because it's like, I'm uncomfortable here. Like, oh, you need to do this. Oh, I've left this here. Like, I've left the water bottle in the bathroom. Damn, I left my jumper here. Yeah. It's the ego coming in going, I don't like this. I don't feel safe here. I need to move.
Yeah. That's why it's a powerful exercise too, bro. It's establishing dominance over the ego, right? When the ego wants one thing, but you give it what you want, which is stillness in that time. And, it's nudging you to go get your water bottle or go write that book or go check your phone. And when you sit there and just sit still and allow your mind to wander, that's where you gain control over your senses and dominance over the ego. So it's powerful, bro.
Yeah. I would recommend anyone to try the caffeine thing, because same as the people who quit smoking and then they move to vapes, and people who've never smoked before and then they get hooked on the vapes. Yeah. It's not it obviously is partly the nicotine, but it's the filling the gaps, the silence. When you're standing there and you watch it, it's a pacifier for an adult. When there's a group of people standing and talking, and then there's the awkward silence, and everyone, let me hit that. I can't handle the stillness. Yeah. So I'm really trying to force myself into that. Yeah. It is a punishment, but I know it's getting rid of an instant gratification for a longer term growth. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, I'm going to take it up. No caffeine for a month, is it?
Yeah.
I've never done it before. I've never. Maybe I do got a problem. 3 or 4
whenever I
coffees.
want. Yeah.
3 or 4 coffees up, bro, and I love them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it a crack and I'll
See how you go. It's
yeah.
it is challenging. Like you get full proper withdrawals, headaches, that sort of thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ah,
That's what I mean.
let's
It's like
go.
giving up a proper addiction. It's a proper a good spiritual practice, I think.
Yeah.
Because you have to sit with yourself because you get the headache, you're like, fuck, just have a coffee and I'll fix it.
Mm.
But it's not going to fix it. It's going to numb it.
Yeah.
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 It's going to get rid of that for a moment and then, yeah.
Yeah. Fighting that urge is its own discipline, right?
Yeah. It's just, I haven't watched porn, haven't given up to my body at all this year as well. That's the year challenge. And that's the other one. But all of these things, you give it time and it's gone. It's just, it's the ritual. It's the habit of it. It's feeling the silence at night. You're got nothing to do. You've got nothing on and your brain's like, here's a quick hit of dopamine.
Yeah.
All right, give in to the urge. But, 6.5 months in, it's barely a thought.
Yeah.
It's a thought if you see someone, but like the thought doesn't pop in your head to pull something up on your phone. I didn't even know that porn was banned in Australia.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's good.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I was like, people were like, "Oh, what are you doing? Like, how are you managing?" I was like, I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so freeing.
No, it is good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really in the loop with the porn addicts anymore. I guess I'm not really on construction sites anymore, so I don't really know like what's going on in the porn industry, bro, which is good.
Man, footy clubs are bad for that as well.
Yeah.
But I want to talk more about your childhood because I know that the first post on your Instagram is like your journey and you can be steered down the wrong path of like drugs, alcohol, gangs, and that sort of thing. And I do, from my experience from New Zealand, my mum's from South Island. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Like just south of Dunedin. Yeah. And yeah, I always meet people in Australia and they always move from the North Island. So like it's a bigger, Auckland's a bit bigger city. There's a bit more drama going on there. Where South Island's quite sleepy. There's not much going on. It's pretty beautiful, but yeah. What was your experience like with that? Talking about your journey down that path, how you got led down there, how you got yourself out.
Yeah, so, bro, there were a lot of challenges growing up. Money was always scarce. There was a lot of family drama. Violence was normalized, like within the family. Like my old man had bipolar, so things were very unpredictable. My older sisters, they would only ever pour bloody gasoline on that fire, so things would just blow up, at random times, bro. Like very unpredictable. So yeah, bro, like I inherited a lot of that. Like I didn't know any better. It was just like a lost kid with no direction, no real purpose. All I knew is that I wanted more for myself, bro. Like I didn't want to be under the same roof with all this chaos happening. I didn't really know where I wanted to go. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I just knew, developed the trait of working out, working hard, getting in the gym at a young age, taking up a lot of different sports. And even then, bro, like when you do start doing better for yourself, like in small towns, you have this thing called tall poppy syndrome. Yeah, you know a bit about that, but everyone loves to drag you back down and, project their limitations and their insecurities onto you. So you're also dealing with a lot of that, bro. And it wasn't really until I stopped playing footy, or it was around the time that I was playing footy in Gold Coast, and I spent about 5 years in solitude, really just locked in on myself, bro. Like really started to embrace solitude and the peace and quiet and the meditations, the journaling, the mindfulness, reading a lot of books. I was boxing, took up boxing as soon as I got injured from footy. And that's where I really started to piece the puzzle together and started connecting the dots and why I had all these internal limitations and self-doubt and these beliefs that I can't be super successful or I need to work hard for money and all of these things. And like I started brutally observing myself, my childhood, my father, as soon as I become a father myself, I was like measuring them to me as a man, to me as a man. And then with that came a lot of resentment. So with that time in solitude as well, like I was able to look back on why I had become the way I'd become and revisit some of those traumatic experiences and the resentments that I was holding on to, and ultimately learn to heal from it, bro, and just let go of it. Like my relationship with my father is great now. My relationship with my family, like they still live back in New Zealand, but it's all great, man. Like they look up to me heavily, and they look to me for guidance. My parents as well. I've always been super close with my mum. She's always been that one that's showed unconditional love. Like to her, bro, I could do no wrong. You know what I mean? So that's also really shaped me as a parent, just giving that unconditional love to my child. And because, I think that love has been what shaped me, and her support through my mum and just believing me regardless of, the trials and tribulations that I go through, just having that person in my corner through my whole upbringing and still today.
Yeah, I feel very similar. Like my mum's been a rock for me, and my family as well. I don't know how she does it. But yeah, I'm going through an interesting journey with my relationship with my dad at the moment. Trying to just build a relationship, because similar, like very emotionally dysregulated in the home, not feeling safe to express, or just keep myself isolated. And it's a weird relationship dynamic with my family. There's like no emotion. I've developed a avoidant attachment style for a reason,
Yeah.
But what helped you heal your relationship with your dad? Was there a specific conversation that changed things for you, or obviously your own personal development journey, you learned you need to let go, but how did you make it now he can approach you and you can have that, a better relationship?
Yeah, certain conversations, bro. Like I have told him that, like I don't hold any resentment towards you. I think there was a time where he felt guilty, seeing when I take my daughter back home and just seeing my relationship with my daughter. I don't even allow people to swear around my daughter, bro. Like, don't bring that energy around her. My parents, like, I'll tell them as well. And yeah, I knew that he felt very guilty for how he was as a father towards us, particularly when we were young, but also just looking at being able to go past it and see how he was raised as well. Because his father was, my granddad was, he's terrible. It was terrible. Like, my oldest cousin is probably a bit browner than me, but our grandfather's like racist towards his own grandchild. My older cousin calling him a black N-word.
He's white, or?
He's white.
Yeah.
My granddad's white. But yeah, I hear stories from my uncle and my dad, my auntie, about some of the violence that went on in their household, like burning my nana with a bloody ironer and, thrown through glass windows. And my old man took a lot of trauma, a lot of head damage as well. He was sitting in the back of a ute, and I think my granddad was driving the car like stupidly fast. My old man fell out the back of the ute, cracked his head, a lot of head damage. So just being able to reflect on his life and his upbringing as well. And he didn't get handed the best deck of cards, you know what I mean? So it was just like showing more empathy for him. And then, yeah, just being able to let go of it, because it was doing me no good. Realizing that holding on to those grudges and those resentments wasn't helping me or benefiting me at all. So, yeah, once I was able to have those conversations with him and, get past the resentments and build a more healthy relationship, it's like a big weight off your shoulder, you know what I mean? Like, life's a lot more joyous. Like, it's like, we just get along. We can talk about it and even laugh about certain childhood battles.
Yeah. Did you hear about those stories from your father's childhood after you like wanted to work on it, or was that just stuff you knew growing up, like heard around?
Yeah, a bit of both, bro. Like I've always heard this sort of stuff. I never really took it in as much back home. Like I never really pieced it together. Like, oh, that's why he is the way that he is, and you know, that's why he raised you like this. Like he done the best that he could. Like I learned so much from it. It definitely wasn't all bad, even though it sort of sounds like that. Like he taught me a lot, bro.
Yeah.
He had my back through a lot of things, and yeah, I'll be forever grateful for the man.
What's the biggest thing he taught you?
I got my hard work from him, bro. I got my resilience from him. Just watching him, like, work multiple jobs at some times when my mum, she was in university studying to become a nurse. Had 3 of us, pretty full-on kids, and then the old man was the sole provider, working multiple jobs, and then doing home jobs on cars and trying to do like little cashies, and bro, staying up like a couple of days in a row just working. Obviously it wasn't like the interest that I was interested in. Like I wasn't into cars, I was into sports, but just getting dragged into a lot of his work, housework, and, do this, do that, and just being able to observe him. Yeah, that gave me the tools to become a very hard worker. I learned later on that it wasn't the kind of work that I wanted to be doing, but just building that resilience and that work ethic is one of the big things that he taught me, and that'll stick with me.
Good 2 questions then. From the things that he taught you or that you learned from him, what's something that you want to pass on to your daughter or kids in the future as well, and something you learned from him that you don't want to pass on?
Something that I want to pass on would be that resilience, to my sons more so. Resilience, hard work, being the provider of the family. What I don't want to pass on is my childhood traumas, which is what I believe that he passed on, like whether intentionally or not. Not passing on some of the things that I went through as a kid, dealing with the chaos and the dramas and the violence and the parties and the swear words and all of those things, bro. Like they're not welcomed around my children.
Yeah, it's always something that hasn't sat right with me, like how comfortable people are swearing around their kids. Just knowing how like much kids are sponges, and it's funny when kids swear, but it's like, well, they're doing it. Like you can't say, oh, they'll be right, because maybe they won't. Not that I'm judging anyone's parenting style. I can't relate. I don't have a kid, but
you don't?
No. Oh man, I'm that hard work piece. I think that's like, it's a avoidance tactic to keep me safe from being let down, heartbroken. I just like, I'm doing me at the moment. I'm happy with that though. I think like I've not made peace with that, but it's like I'm understanding this is a season of my life where all my personal development is so I can be a better dad, so I can learn the lessons from my growth in my childhood, so I don't repeat any cycles, and so when the time comes that I've got my shit together and I'm ready to go, because at that moment it would be very irresponsible for me to have a kid, I think.
No, that's beautiful, bro. How old are you now?
I turned 30 this year. So
you're still young. I feel like nobody will ever truly feel ready for a child, but when they come, it's just like, you'll be ready. You'll be ready.
You have to.
You have to.
But I think that's something I don't want to pass on from my childhood, is like poverty. Like you said, like I grew up with not much. I grew up with like enough, always had enough. But the mindset that I learned in the home was no matter how much you earn, you'll end up with nothing. Like it's just paycheck to paycheck, regardless of what my dad earned. Like when he was saying he's in a good job, doesn't mean our lives got any better. Like it's just the pub, the pub made more money, the TAB made more money. So, and learning to emotionally regulate and that sort of thing, because it wasn't modeled. But have you read The Body Keeps Score?
Bro, I'm actually listening to that right now.
It's, that's like, it caused a spiritual awakening in me. Like I already had one, like 2020 was like a moment. I had a distinct moment where something went bang in my head. And then reading that book again, the first chapter, I was like, fuck, all right. Realizing that ADHD is like a learnt habit. as a learned pattern. And when you said your dad had the schizophrenia and bipolar,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a trauma response. And then from what you said, I was like, of course he's going to be bipolar. Like with having head trauma like that and growing up like that, you like think this guy's your father, and then he's also like he's God and the devil all in one. That's bipolar, and that's what the polarity of life. Or duality, no.
Yeah.
And so I think like that book is crazy, because now my thing is you need to read that before you become a parent, because you learn so much about attachment as well.
Yeah, no, it is a good book, bro. I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah.
I like some of the examples that it gives, like a child that has an abusive parent, will go to school and maybe have a strict teacher, and they'll be quivering in the corner, but they see reality a lot different because of those traumatic experiences that they have at home, getting beaten for no reason or something. Whereas somebody that walks down the street and sees another person next to them walk past, that's just a normal thing. But somebody who is a rape victim walks past that person, and that might be a potential rapist or something. So they're also quivering and just, because of those traumatic experiences. I was like, fuck.
I had that experience last night. I was walking, doing a K day. So now in the boot, I just get a K done.
Yeah.
And there was this bloke, and he's like, this is probably 9 at night. It's dark on the sunny coast at 9 at night. And this bloke's in like black tracksuit, red hat, head down, and he was walking. And I was listening to a podcast at the time, and I didn't like get a glance. I thought it was a dude wearing a bandana. Like it was just like a trauma response thing. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Like put my phone in my pocket, get ready.
Yeah.
And then I looked up, like realized he's just looking at his phone and walking. It's just a dude. I was like, fuck. I could feel my heart rate raise, everything just based on past experience. It was crazy. I was like, fuck, it's fight or flight, ready to go. Oh no, it's just a guy just trying to go about his evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. It changes your whole worldview, right? Like those traumatic experiences. What was the experience, bro, if you're comfortable sharing?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's not crazy. It's just like, it's weird thinking back. I was 17 and I used to work at Macca's in Frankston. So for people who know the area, it's a low socioeconomic area, southeast of Melbourne. End of a train line. I don't know if you know much about what's on the end of train lines. Like junkies and they will jump on the train.
Oh, yeah.
Train line ends, you got to get off somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's Frankston. That's like what Frankston Station is pretty notorious. So is the beach. And you got to walk from the Macca's at the beach to the train station. That's where I get the bus home. And I used to work like a lot at night till 11 p.m. and I would usually get like picked up.
Yeah.
But one night it's like 10 o'clock. They're like, oh, like, do you want to finish early? I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll go get the bus home. Bad idea. And like two blokes come and like try to jump me.
Yeah.
And that's enough to cause trauma on someone. You think you're safe walking at night, and then that happens. Try to steal my phone, and then like didn't happen. But it's funny because nothing must have happened, because I saw that bloke like later on, like a while. I don't know how long after. It was a while ago, but he like apologized to me in that. But it's like he was like, oh, I was drunk or whatever. But my heart rate seeing that guy again, that's what trauma is. Like I just went full, like it's about to happen again.
Yeah.
But
fight or flight, like you said, man.
So now, but it's, having those experiences, you have greater awareness. Because I was just like walking, like all good, no worries, which that's the way the world should be, but it's not. So now when I'm walking, I know my surroundings. I'm just like sussing out what's going on. Like if there's a person walking, I'll turn the headphones down. Like, or if I've got them in, like you have a greater awareness.
Yeah, for sure.
Good or bad, like you learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a funny thing. Like I've got a few clients that, have traumatic experience as well. And I'm definitely not that guy, and I'm not like super qualified in the realm of healing trauma, but I do have some knowledge. But one of the things that I've been getting some of my clients to do that has helped, that I've learned through books, is just rewriting that experience through the mind, because the subconscious mind can't distinguish between reality and imagination. If you're able to intensely and vividly experience that situation to happen in a different way, you're able to rewrite that programming essentially. So an example, like I got a client who his parents used to come into his room and quite literally just beat him all the time. So what we done with that is got him to get into a extremely relaxed state. That's like a non-negotiable prerequisite of entering the subconscious mind, brainwave states of theta, they call it. But then rewriting that experience. So instead of his parents coming into his room and whipping his ass, they were just breaking into his room and giving him cuddles. And obviously it's like the bigger the wounds, the more you're going to have to revisit those experiences and lean into them more and go through the healing journey. But after a few sessions, bro, he was noticing like a profound effect. And I've done it for a few different clients now, and it's a good little practice for somebody. And just reading that book as well, though, is helping a lot. Learning that like the traumatic experiences stay within the body, though. The body keeps a score, like literally stays within your body on a cellular level. So it's like, it goes a lot deeper than just imagination, but there's definitely something that helps with the mind, because the mind can't tell the difference between reality and imagination. So if you can intensely and emotionally experience something different, you're able to rewrite those programs through the mind.
It's it's crazy. And like for people, if they want to do that practice, like getting into a theta brainwave state, perfect time to do it just before bed when you just wake up. You're most susceptible to, like, the same as manifestation, right? If you're trying to do it, that's when you do it.
Yeah.
Which is that hour before the sun rises, just get it in. Yeah.
That sleepy, drowsy state.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use that time to start planting the right seeds into the mind, subconscious mind.
Yeah. Have you tried to do that practice for yourself? And like, what have you, visualized?
Yeah, I have, bro. I have on a few different occasions. Just when I was going through the more so like the getting over the resentments and stuff like that, it was just picturing how I want my family to be and how I want to raise my children, but then also having that for me as a child, and just visualizing things how I would have wished that they had gone, or having that that comfortable sense to be able to go home and not have to worry about the violence and the dramas and stuff like that. Just little things.
Yeah, it'd be nice to just not have to walk on eggshells in your own home.
Yeah.
Have you had that pattern repeat for you in different like homes? So when you left that home and you go live with a partner or someone else, do you still have that same effect? Like, you still feel that pattern repeat, the discomfort in home?
Nah, bro, I'm like, I'm extremely aware of it and how it has affected me in the past. But yeah, bro, like, it's just, I've already, established how I want to be as a father and as a man. And I don't negotiate with myself. So it's just like, there's no way that I can just, follow that same path as the household that I grew up with. I think it's similar to what you went through with the job thing, like you only experience people working jobs and never being happy. So to you, that was like, how I never want to be like that. It was similar with me. It's just like, you can either, monkey see, monkey do, or you can just see it and be like, nah, I don't want to be like that. That's not how I'm going to raise my family. That's not how my household's going to be. So I just went down that path.
What's your experience like with your siblings then?
Good, bro. They're my two older sisters. They're still all my family's back in New Zealand. But yeah, we went through some shit growing up. They had like gone down a drug route, got some boyfriends that were into gangs, and became hooked on gear, on crack and ice. So yeah, that just added to all the chaos. They never really respected or listened to my parents, especially during our teens. I think I was about 18, 17 when they were going through that episode of being hooked on drugs. I remember just like some crazy, just like in the backyard fighting, you know, like I was really the only person that they would listen to even back in those times because I never really tolerated any disrespect, especially towards my mum and my dad. So they would disrespect the hell out of them, like have fights with them and stuff like that. But whenever I would come home, they'd just shoot for the hills, bro, and take off. And because I was always the one that just would try and set them straight and just not be able to tolerate any of that. And that was something that I worked out in my time of solitude and reflecting on my childhood. My old man, he never really respected himself, bro. Like, never really looked after himself, his body, his goals. Never really had like solid goals or like a vision to become any greater in life. So they never showed respect for him because he never showed respect for himself. But they showed respect for me, even as a younger brother. And I realized, like, why is that? You know, it's just because I was always respecting myself, you know, training, dedicated to become something more in life. So yeah, I've had like friends come to me with dramas inside their household and stuff like that, like kids not listening to them, stepchildren not listening to them. I'm like, well, what are you doing after work, bro? Cracking a few beers on the couch and then trying to tell them what to do, you know, trying to demand things from people and demand respect from people when you're not even respecting yourself.
A saying burnt into my brain from my dad. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Like, and I think the key word for like the kids take the most of when they're seeing your parents do something is embodiment.
Yeah.
How the hell are they going to have any respect for you when you can't even do the shit that you're saying?
Yeah.
You're telling me to do this, do your homework, rah. All you do is like leave work, eat junk, drink, numb the pain. Like, how, the kid's going to follow that, going to copy that. Or hopefully it's bad enough that they decide that they want different. But I asked about your siblings' experience because for me is, I learned, all right, I don't want to be that, so I'm going to do the opposite. Where my brother's like, these are the circumstances I was given, so that's what I've got to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a really tough relationship with him.
Older brother?
Nah, younger. He just turned 27, but it's like talking to a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Just never developed, started smoking cones too young. And yeah, that's another thing that's probably not taboo enough. I reckon that shit's bad for your brain, but yeah.
Is he still down that path? Like, got nothing going for him really?
He'll message me every now and then, and it'll be after 8 p.m. or something. Like he'll be drinking beers or something like that. He loves me and like looks up to me and all that sort, like has that respect for me. But it's the I think it's how it makes him feel about himself in comparison. Like the mirrors I put up to him, and I try to show him and tell him like. And what I was saying to you off air was, you try and tell someone something, it usually pushes them away. They want to learn. They need to want to learn themselves.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you know, I can't be like you. You're better than me, or you're different to me. I'm like, we're the exact same upbringing. We're the exact same life. Like, you have all the opportunities I have. We just make different choices. And I know that trauma doesn't discriminate, and it can affect people differently. That's why people can have two same upbringings, but different perspectives of it.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to try and show someone that it's a choice.
Yeah.
But yeah, try and be there for him when I can. But for me, when you try and spend years of your life trying to help someone and show them different, you kind of get sick of it.
Yeah, right. And yeah, that's what I had to realize as well with my older sisters. Is like, you know, I lost a lot of sleep on like, how can I help them? How can I, you know, get them to go down, see things the way that I see things. And ultimately, man, you can't change somebody who doesn't want to change themselves.
No.
And once I realized that and accepted that, I was just like, oh, well, I can just focus on me, you know, become the example, do what I can do, and hopefully they get something off that, and hopefully that flicks that switch within them.
100%.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's really in your control.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a challenge, but my energy feels so much more protected now. Like, and it's the environment is so important too, because you can help your siblings, but if the people they're hanging around with are pulling them back down, like you're not gonna make an impact.
Yeah.
Like I coach junior footy, and I was coaching in my like hometown, Carrum Downs, which is like in Frankston.
Yeah.
Man, I can help them for 2 hours a night and 2 hours on game day, but they're still going home to the same families. They're still going hanging out at the same school with the same friends.
Yeah.
Hopefully something can get through, but at the end of the day, you can only do so much. And like, it's trying to remember that in myself as well, so you don't get caught up in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get too attached to the outcome.
Yeah, exactly. But it's cool. Like as I was walking back here, I had one of the kids messaging me saying like, "Oh, I want to do this for footy, and like, this is what can I do?" And this kid was like involved with people stealing cars, like getting arrested, all this sort of stuff. And he's still like messaging me a year after I've stopped coaching him, and it's cool to be that person for someone. And he's messaging me, like reaching out to me. So it's like a big win for me, I think.
Yeah. It's very fulfilling, isn't it?
Yeah. I was stoked when he messaged me. And it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that feeling too. Like helping somebody have an internal shift, is extremely rewarding, and seeing them develop and, choose the right path instead of going down the narrow.
Yeah, man, I was just watching Instagram stories of like kids in bellies with big ZK knives and all this sort of stuff. And then you like I caught up with him. I was in Melbourne for a few days before I drove up here. And he's like, "Oh, come watch me play footy." I'm like, "Yeah, sweet." And his granddad was there and we're chatting. He's like, "Yeah, he's not getting into trouble with police and that anymore." He's like, "Man, the stuff I was seeing like 8 months earlier, I didn't think it was going to last." Like one of the kids I knew, he played in the team above us. He got in the car, like a stolen car with someone, and ended up dying. It's like that could, and I tried to tell them that. I was like, this could be you guys, like what he's doing. And now it's cool to see them choosing something else.
Far out.
Yeah.
Kid ended up dying.
Yeah. He was at home with his family and his mate was like, "Oh, like you want to come for a drive?" He'd stolen a car.
Oh.
And didn't make it home from that drive.
Crashed the car.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So you can just one bad decision.
Yeah.
Man.
That's what people don't realize. Like every action has a reaction. And you need to put more thought into what you're doing. I think that's why keeping a clear head and not numbing yourself with other things that might feel good at the time, but it's going to cloud your judgment.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah. I want to talk a bit more about like the work you're doing.
Yeah.
And where that come from, like what led you from obviously something you would have learned and you're like, all right, I think I can really do this and make an impact with it. Like we were talking about with finding a fulfilling purpose. How did you come across it? And then how did you know that was your purpose?
After all the upbringing chaos and, the footy thing and realizing that, after I had attained some success in my big goal, what I thought, and then that leading to still having that internal void and emptiness, that was just like, bro, so kept asking myself those questions, like, who are you and what do you actually want? And then I started realizing that it was just the whole journey, bro. It was the whole hero's journey, the whole process of becoming, like the small daily wins, the habits, the meditations, the journaling, the discipline, and ultimately it just led me to self-mastery, mastering self on all planes, like physical. I started when I got injured from footy, that's when I knew straight away. I was like, well, that's that done.
Yeah. Can I ask a question on that? When you got injured, were you devastated or relieved?
Bro, I was more relieved. I was more relieved, to be honest, man. Like it was, so I'd done a knee reconstruction, done the ACL, MCL, all of it. And yeah, I knew straight away, like, fuck, because I was kind of looking for a way out, bro. Like even years before that, just doing the same drills, talking the same shit to the same boys, footy, chicken palmies, on the piss. Like it was just the culture of it. And just realizing that it wasn't really what I wanted. So when I did get injured, it was more a relief. Like I was gutted. Like I was extremely fit and healthy. Like that was probably the best year of footy that I had ever played. But I knew like I was looking for a way out to do something. It's just my whole identity was wrapped around playing footy for so long. So got injured. I wanted to go to the next level, get back into boxing, jump into the ring. I was living for myself, solitude, locked in, reading a lot of books and stuff like that. And then I just started piecing together like all my experiences and all my learnings, and, realizing that, or helping people to realize that the only thing worth mastering in this life is really just yourself. No external solutions can solve an internal problem. And you get that fulfillment from just bettering yourself each day on all levels and becoming the person that you've set out to be. So I'm big on clarity, getting direction, getting purpose. And we talked about Ikigai. That's one of the ways that that has helped me with becoming clear on my purpose and giving me a lot of direction in the life that I wanted. And yeah, the services that I provide are built around mastering self on all three planes, getting clear on your desired self, your desired reality, but also the old self, and then just being able to distinguish through your mental and emotional patterns, your beliefs, where you're placing most of your attention, your habits, your environments, and then also the old self, and then just aligning with the new and detaching from the old through your internal, but then also putting in the work physically and establishing your word as law and following through on the things that you should be doing. And yeah, got into like the subconscious mind, obviously. Big advocate for rewiring the subconscious mind and what that's all about. So I'm helping people with that, changing subconscious beliefs, detrimental programming that mostly it's inherited by our peers, our parents, our upbringing, our environments that we never really asked for. So yeah, we go deep into that with the Alchemy Academy. I also got the one-on-one mentorship that I'm still building, and yeah, bro, it's a lot more fulfilling than anything that I've ever done. Actually helping people change their own life.
It's cool. What's been the hardest belief for you to rewire?
The hardest belief, bro, the poverty, like growing up in poverty, just money's just always been scarce, and I've always had this belief that I need to work, I need to bust my ass for money and to, become successful. So just realizing how abundant the world really is and how many ways that you can become abundant, and it doesn't necessarily have to involve struggling physically. Like effort is required, but there's a difference between effort and struggling. Struggling is just laced with emotions and a state of being that's undesired and disaligned to what it is that you actually want. Effort has the actions, but it's not laced with those undesired emotions. It's laced with the desired self. So yeah, bro.
How did you know that you'd rewired that belief?
Started making money online. Still building off the ground, like slow and steady. But yeah, like recently went to Bali for work, giving a presentation on the subconscious mind and metaphysics. But also while I'm over there, I'm in my community, doing our weekly calls and giving daily guidance and value, and people are reaching out to see how I can help them with my services. So I'm building these relationships and nurturing people and building my school community, building my one-on-one mentorship clientele, and that's work, bro. Like I was making money in Bali, like little things like that. Just realizing, like, bro, this is what you can do. Like you can be remote, you can travel the world and be online, do some podcasters, grow the brand, put the message out there, get testimonies, help people.
Yeah. it's pretty cool when you open up your world to receiving those things, right? Like, yeah, it's a lot better than breaking your back fixing steel for someone else's company for them to make money and you're making, cents on the dollar.
Yeah, that's all it is, bro. It's just a decision at the end of the day that whether you can or you can't.
Yeah.
Like, it's all beliefs are decisions ultimately.
What was that moment for you to back yourself in? You go, I can do this as a business.
Bro, I just forced myself into it, to be honest. Like, I was still working and I had no idea on what I was going to do. And I was just like, nah, I'm hanging up the belt. I can't do this shit no more, like I definitely hadn't figured out what I wanted to do and how I was going to make money and how I was going to serve people. All I knew was I have to figure it out, like hung up the tools. So money's not coming in, bills to pay, mouths to feed, and I got to figure it out. And we're talking about this on the phone, bro. One of Sun Tzu's strategies is death ground. He talks about death ground. So it's when your soldiers, your army has got their back against the wall, maybe a mountain's behind them and the ocean's next to them, and they got an army approaching them. So death is more visible. It's like you either fight or you win, or you fight and you die. But there is no plan B. There is no escape. And that's kind of the strategy that I implemented, was put myself on death ground, get rid of the safety nets, burn the ships, and figure it out, make it work. And I think that's a powerful tactic for people to take away. It's just like, sometimes you don't need to figure it all out. Sometimes it's just burn the ships and figure it out as you go. When you put yourself on death ground, when you need to make things work, you're going to fight 10 times harder.
Yeah, just like back yourself in, have belief it's going to work. Because a lot of the time people keep that safety net because they don't actually believe that they can do what they want to do. And I see that a lot of the time. Like, I don't know many coaches that are actually like full time in it. A lot of them have their jobs on the side, and because they refuse to let it go, it's always going to be there.
Yeah.
They can't get more clients because they're not actually giving them the space to take more clients on as well.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting observation, because there's also the people that constantly like buy more courses, take new mentors, like blah, blah, blah. Like they're spending money and never making it, out of fear that they can't make the money. So they just keep, I need to learn more.
Yeah.
And then they never actually have a product to deliver.
Yeah, hoping that this thing's going to be the one. This will be the one that flicks that switch, and then I'll find out that thing that's going to make me get to the next level or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. Something that's the spiritual community like really needs to work on is like same thing. It's embodiment, and especially with men in the spiritual community. I was chatting with Charles Missy about this, and I was like, it's just fucking over feminized now. The guys are too airy fairy, not grounded. And like, oh, I've like done breath work, and now I'm doing my Reiki, and now I'm doing some other energetic healing, whatever. It's like, brother, when are you going to start doing something though? Like, you're always learning. And it's, have you listened to College Dropout, the Kanye album?
Oh,
and there's all the skits, and he keeps talking about like, oh, I got this degree, and then I got this degree, and then like my dad got another degree, and now we've got no food on the table because he's always got these degrees, we've got all these books, and we've got no food to eat. That's like how it's going to work out for you if you don't actually take action and do something.
Yeah, I think that's a big misconception in the spiritual community, bro. It's like a lot of them think that they can just and think their way into a new life and a new reality. Like, it has its place, but nothing's going to change if you don't actually change the behavior and change the actions. Like, you can change your internal world, but that's supposed to lead to you making different actions and taking different steps to get the thing that you want.
Yeah. Do you know much about Joe Dispenza?
Yeah, I've read his books, bro.
Yeah. It's the same thing. You could do all the Joe Dispenza meditations in the world, but if you're not taking action to change your world, it's still not going to change. You can't just you can obviously do the meditations to manifest better health, but if you're still eating shit and doing poor daily habits, it's not going to get better. You need to still take action. We're living on this 3D plane. You need to abide by the law of it.
Yeah. It's the action that solidifies the new identity and reinforces the new self.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you can think yourself to be a successful entrepreneur and, start implementing those new feelings of accomplishment and, being respected and being cherished and being this charismatic leader. But if you don't take action that's aligned with those internal beliefs that you've adopted, well, you're not going to reinforce the new identity. It's like, what does that successful entrepreneur do? Puts out content without even, thinking about or doubting himself. It's just easy. They jump on podcasts without even thinking about it. Like, they don't question it. That's just what they do. They invest and save their money. So when you're doing those things that are aligned with your desired self, desired identity, that's what's going to reinforce it, the action. Because, obviously, I help people shift their internal self as well. So we'll keep using that successful entrepreneur example. But you're always going to get the feeling of like imposter syndrome when it comes to taking that action, because you're aligned to this new version of yourself, but you haven't got the evidence behind you that supports that new identity. So the action is what's going to reinforce it. And when you keep stacking evidence that you are that person that you say you are, that's what builds the conviction and solidifies the new frequency or the new self.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. We had a meeting at footy last night after training, and we were talking about like what can we do to improve and all these sorts of things. What's going wrong? What can we do better? Like, what can we keep doing? What do we need to stop doing? What do we need to start doing? And we've lost a few games. I think 5 games by under a goal or under 2 goals, and a lot of those games have been in the lead at the start. So that doesn't mean it's a skill problem or an ability problem. It's a belief problem. You get yourself in a winning position, but when it comes time to complete the win, you get scared, something happens, people start making mistakes, you go away from what got you to that position. And they're like, how can we change it? It's like, well, we haven't actually practiced being in that scenario before. And because now it's happened a few times, that's your evidence.
That's your pattern.
We're up by 2 goals, there's 5 minutes left. Fuck, how are we going to lose this? Not how are we going to win? Like, how good is this having a challenge? How can we survive? That's not a good way to live. So we were talking about training it. Practice being in a scenario where you're 5 points down and you need to win a game. Practice being in a scenario where you're, 5 points up. You got 3 minutes. What do you do? Like, let's stack evidence at training. So when game day comes around, you're like, fuck, we've been here before. This is all good. This is fine. Same as in life. Like, you can practice burning the boats and you've got the bills to pay. What have I done previously? What can I do to get myself out of there? My mental health's turning to shit. Things are going wrong. What do I know makes me feel better? Go for a run. Go to the gym. I know I feel good after the gym. Cool. I'm feeling shit. Let's go to the gym. Let's go to work. Let's go box. Practice, give yourself some habits to get you out of the mud. When most people go, fuck, I feel shit. Oh no, I'm just going to sit at home on the couch and I'll order something I can't be bothered eating. And then it's a self-perpetuating cycle and you spiral down instead of trying to do something to make you spiral up. It's
just got those codes that become autonomous, right? Like, so when you're 5 points up, instead of becoming complacent, you put the foot on their neck and you just dominate to finish the game. Or in life, when you got no food in the cupboards and you want to order Uber Eats and get McDonald's or something, creating the evidence that you go to the shop to get healthy groceries and, go back home and cook it up and have a healthy, nutritious meal instead of doing that. And that's the code for it instead. And that's a big thing that I do with parenting as well, bro. Like, I'm sort of giving my daughter a lot of these different codes where she can become a lot more autonomous to certain situations. So yesterday, one of her balloons flew out. She had a balloon in the car and window was open, flew out of the window. And she's like, crying and stuff as kids do. But she has this pattern with a lot of things as well. She gets like very attached to, bro, even like the littlest things, So a code that I'm sort of trying to give her in those moments is, don't worry about it, sweetheart. Like, just don't worry about it, sweetheart. What do we say to that, darling? We say, don't worry about it, sweetheart. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. So now she's like learning this new code, or if she gets really shy and, she gets a bit timid in certain situations, I say to her, but we're not scaredy cats, eh, darling? She goes, no, daddy, we're brave and strong. So like got these little codes. What's another one? Got affirmations that we do every night, every morning. Yeah, heaps, bro.
The one about scaredy cats, it's an interesting one because obviously it's something that you develop growing up, but intuition, you could be afraid of something and it like is trying to discern whether that's your intuition or it's just a fear. Is it ego? It's like trying to keep you safe. How are you going to teach her to differentiate that? Because there's going to be times where she's going to be around people and maybe she should be scared, like to avoid a room. Because you might be like from my experience, going out in a social setting, I used to always rely on alcohol to feel comfortable. Now I realize it's just because I was with people that are in the wrong vibration. If you can't enjoy someone's company sober, you just don't enjoy their company. You don't need to get drunk to enjoy it. You're just not in the right place. So that was my intuition telling me you don't want to be here. It's not. You could say it's anxiety, but it's also like, why don't I feel anxious around other people?
Yeah.
And so how do you teach a kid to be able to discern what that is, whether she's afraid and it's unnecessary, or that's her intuition saying, this isn't for me.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. I think your frequency, your energy distances you from people who are not resonant with you and yourself. Like that's a universal law, like attracts like vibrations attract like vibrations. High will attract high, low will attract low. Intuition isn't something that we've spoke about too much just yet, but I'm a big advocate for following your intuition as well. I believe that's your higher self that's guiding you, and intuition is something that wants to be heard. And if you don't hear it and if you don't act upon it, it's going to stop calling you, and the more intuition you can download, the more guidance that you can get from your higher self or from God, the better. But yeah, bro, that is a good question. That is something that I will need to sit down on.
Yeah. It's it's been an interesting journey with me, and having that, like you say, have a clear mind, intuition, it's in the gut. And I think that's the fuel you give your body to be able to have that working. When you're dysregulated, it doesn't work as well. Like hungover, can't even have a conversation with someone, let alone understand the thoughts in my head and what's going on there. And that's probably like you were saying about the codes. For me, it's having like evidence as well of how do I feel after I do certain things. That was the easiest way for me to quit drinking. Was my why, and I feel so bad after it. And then you remember every time I was like, well, why would I make myself feel like that now? So now I just don't anymore. And I'm having this battle with gluten as well. So now I've cut it. I haven't cut it because I'm weak. It still comes in. Just for me, it just makes me feel inflamed,
bloated,
heavy guts. Yeah, like I don't get sick, but lactose as well. Like if I have milk in a coffee, it's like just feel a bit heavier, a bit sluggish, and not as sharp. And it's like, all right, do I want the instant gratification of the taste, or do I want to be able to perform after? Because my mind is like nowhere near as sharp when I have that stuff too. Or like I noticed it from playing footy a couple of years ago. I used to go to the same cafe every Saturday morning. We'd go do breath work on the beach in this community, and then I'd eat the same thing every time. And in footy, I'd get there and I'm like, fuck, I need a shit. Like, and I didn't. It was just my guts were inflamed. I'm like, oh, since stopping doing that, I've played so much better. So now it's just it's constant refinement. Yeah.
So getting rid of the gluten has helped with the footy and everything.
Massive.
True.
Last year I was playing and I was like, my boots are too tight. Like my feet are killing me. My calves are cramping. It's because the footy club I was at is like big Italian community. And so we were just having pasta every Thursday night, like good feeds. Yeah. But then my legs were sore. And then so I switched to gluten-free. That was so good, man. They made me and another bloke gluten-free dinner. Yeah. Fine. It's crazy. Like, it's so weird. But
yeah, that's optimization, right? Like, sometimes you got to figure out the little things that might be holding you back, that 1%, and then just fucking give it a crack. Let's see how you go without it.
I wish I knew that stuff when I was like, I mean, any time earlier, but like if I knew that when I was 20, I could have done a whole lot more with footy, I think, instead of eat whatever. Like, even when I was, 18 or whatever, we'd drink, going out getting pissed the night before and then playing.
Nah, same, bro. Like, I wish I knew the things I knew now as I did back then. Like, I was an asthmatic growing up, so breathing was hard, let alone playing footy.
Yeah.
And breath work, getting heavy into breath work, and for a few years now, doing the Wim Hof ones daily, and then, got a few people that are really excellent coaches, breathwork coaches and stuff. That's fucking helped me.
Do you want to talk
much.
about that? Because I was going through your tags on Instagram to see like what more I could find. It was like IMD breath. Saw like a lot of stuff just about breathwork. Like, tell me about your journey with that, how you found it, how it's helped you.
Wim Hof, maybe when he started blowing up a few years back now, I just started getting into him, watching his life and some of the amazing things that he done, like curing diseases through breath work. You see that? Like they were injecting him with a disease, bro, and he was curing it with the breath work. And just to prove that it wasn't just him, it was his breathing exercises and stuff. They done the same thing to other people. They were injecting them with these diseases, and he was getting them to do his breathing exercises, and same thing, which shows it wasn't just the person, it was the actual breath work. So getting heavily into his story and then learning a bit more about it. A few books. There's one called Breathe that's really good. That's
Dan Brule.
Yeah.
I'm rereading. It's on my passenger seat. I'm rereading
Oh,
it.
yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Like even just the little things, like you should be breathing through your nose, in and out your nose. Like shut your mouth. Like just focus on nose breathing. And then just daily. I'm not so religious with it now, but I used to be. Just the Wim Hof, he's got one on Spotify. It's like 3 rounds of 30 deep breaths, minute hold, minute 30 hold. Just that, bro.
Yeah.
Just that every day for a few years has just been like cleaned me up.
Yeah. Man, so 2023 I started doing breath work, and I was a bad mouth breather. And I remember I was doing this, I still do, it's called Gnosis. It's like a esoteric Christian Buddhism blend. Like, it's a bit like, if you explain it to someone, it'd sound like a cult, but it's just like a spiritual class, I guess.
Yeah.
But I remember sitting there and we'd be doing a meditation and I'd just be breathing from an outlet. My nose was blocked. And then since starting doing breath work, doing the mouth tape has been huge. I was like, I breathe through my nose better now. And it's just changed so much. And just learning about it opens your mind to so much more.
Yeah.
The gluten thing is another one as well. Like, because of the inflammation, sinuses are blocked. So if I have gluten and I try to sleep, it's not as good, or I get hay fever.
True.
Yeah. It's the difference makes crazy. And I think the problem is trying to clean up your diet when you do have the bad things, it affects you so much more.
Yeah.
It's like, have you heard the analogy of like a fish tank? So you put got a clean fish tank and you put a bit of dirt in it, the whole thing is dirty. Where if you've got a dirty fish tank and you put a little bit of dirt in it, you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
So same as like if you're eating Maccas all day, every day, you don't notice how shit you feel because that's just normal for you.
Yeah.
And then you clean it all up and then you have Maccas again.
Yeah. I feel like
I wake up feeling hungover, like genuine hangover if I eat it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, I stay away from Macca's, bro. I'm pretty... And my tank's pretty clean. I like it.
Yeah, it looks it. Yeah.
Yeah, I still have my couple of vices and stuff, but yeah. Like you said, hard. You notice, bro, when a little dirt goes into a clean tank.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Like we're here on this earth. We can't be. I mean, we can try to be perfect, but there's always all these things out there. Yeah.
It's not about being perfect either all the time. Sometimes, man, it's just just live. Don't let it stress you out too much.
Yeah, I still think as much as I try to improve, I still reckon when my kids are like 20, 30, they'll be saying, they just did the best they could with all they had. It's still going to happen. It's like, we try and do everything, and like everyone says, I'm just trying to not fuck my kids up. Like something's still going to happen. Yeah. It's still going to be a perception of something we did that was wrong. So, yeah. Have you done much shadow work? I know it's pretty similar to what you're doing anyway.
Yeah, I have, bro.
Yeah,
I've got into Carl Jung for a while. Yeah, but I've only just added that to part of my school community and stuff. So Yeah, I only recently just sort of got comfortable with actually being able to teach you a little bit and how people go through shadow work and stuff as well.
Yeah. What are some have been the hardest shadows for you to face?
The resentments was a hard one. Also just being comfortable, bro, like with my aggression, like realizing like sometimes like I just want to be aggressive, like growing up playing footy, my ancestors were, Māori warriors, bro. Like we come from hunter gatherers, and not having to dim that down all the time where it's like, nah, it's just all, love and light, peace and rainbows and all of that. Like sometimes it's dark, like sometimes like I want to hurt people, which is, so through shadow work, I've just been able to channel that aggressive energy into boxing. So that's integration, or Carl Jung calls. So instead of it being a vice where it's just like you have to numb it down, it's just about channeling those energies towards something productive. And that thing for me was boxing. So now I'm able to let out a lot of aggression, at training or sparring, and, I'm refining my craft and upskilling myself, and I'm still, taking punches and delivering punches and hurting people, not getting in trouble legally or anything like that. I'm actually building something towards it. That's something that I had to become comfortable with. I'm very comfortable with it now. It's helped me develop a lot. So yeah, aggression, ambition. Ambition's one of those things that have, demasculated a lot of men. I feel like, men are told these days that, they just need to get the job and, work their entire lives and shut your mouth, and the tall poppy syndrome where people are trying to drag you down if you start expressing your ambition and your desires to be, exceptional and excellent at certain things. So yeah, just not having to suppress those qualities as well, and just being openly free about, like, bro, I want success. I want it all. Like, I want to leave a legacy. Like, I want my people to live a luxurious lifestyle where I can provide them anything that they want. I want to travel the world. I want to do all these things. Complain about it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Just not having to suppress those things has been a big part of my development. What do we got? Ambition, aggression, resentment. Those are some of the big ones, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. A big thing I'm thinking about, like a pattern there, is expression.
Expression?
Yeah. And I think it's through the things you were talking about, with like tall poppy syndrome and that. And just like fear of judgment, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's been beaten out of men.
Yeah, big time.
Like, it's a big problem with masculinity at the moment, because every time we express, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's weak. It's violent. Like, like you said, like using your body, like with boxing and that's a healthy way of expressing that. Because like you said there, the hunter-gatherer, it doesn't exist anymore. So that's in your nervous system, but it can't be expressed.
Yeah.
So that's why it does boil over and sometimes comes out in a negative way.
Yeah.
So you need to find things the way you can express yourself. And like, men can be perceived as weak for expressing vulnerabilities, crying, that sort of thing. When we express that we have goals and desires or we want to achieve, then people try and bring you down for that too. Expression is something that's, taboo for men, where women, if they cry, it's like, oh, she's just being a woman. Yeah. And that's also negative to say that, to put a pigeonhole a woman for expressing as well. But yeah, for men to express themselves in any way is like, has a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we minimize ourselves and make ourselves smaller to not stand out because of I think it's our own fear of it. Yeah.
And that's all it needs sometimes, is just people talking about it, like yourself, bro, like, and saying it's all right. And that sort of just gives other men permission to be able to express themselves and to start normalizing these behaviors. If you got a weight on your shoulder, like, let your partner know, or, get around other blokes that are okay with it and do express yourself, because when you learn about shadow work and the shadow, like the more you suppress, the darker your shadow becomes. Carl Jung says everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in an individual's conscious life, the darker and denser it becomes. So you suppressing any of those qualities, those emotions, the fears, the judgments, is going to cause your shadow to grow, and eventually it'll just come in outbursts where you don't want it, and it just controls you from beneath the surface. And yeah, like you said, you stay a shell version of yourself and you make yourself small.
Yeah, it's like putting something in a hydraulic press. So you can push it down for as long as you want, but it's going to break. Like something's going to happen.
Yeah.
I actually had an experience yesterday. It was a Kiwi fella and his sister. They were in their 60s. Their old man had just passed. Their mum passed 3 months before. And they're, I'm helping them out, doing their thing, setting up an account for them. And they're getting a bit emotional because their parents have just passed, obviously. And he was saying, like, I know I don't say it. They're having this conversation while I'm there doing my thing. It was really cool that they felt comfortable to have the conversation. And he's like, I know I don't say anything, and like, we have different ways, but like I do care.
Yeah.
He's trying to say that, like, he's trying to be vulnerable with his sister. Yeah. And he's like, I don't say anything. And I was just like, oh, yeah, it's just a man thing, hey?
Yeah.
And I was trying to open that conversation up.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I think it's courageous for you to share that, because it's not common. Like, it's so good that you can feel safe to do that. I think if more men did it, you would, what did I say? You'd be giving a permission slip for other men to do it too. Because if it's not modeled, it's not shown, then of course we're not going to do it. We need more guys like you to do that. I think it's awesome that you're having that conversation right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool to be witness, because in this space we have these conversations all the time, but to be out in the public just with a stranger you've never met before and have that conversation, I was like, fuck yeah, this is cool. Like, you can actually make an impact here.
Yeah.
And it's funny that I left work yesterday, and it was so strange that this lady asked me that I work with women that are 50 over exclusively. Like, that's it. And she's like, oh, do you like working here? I was like, it's all right. I like moments like that I fucking love.
Yeah.
Like, that's so good. But that's not my job. Like, that's just me bringing myself to the space. And that's where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I need to do something fulfilling. And I know I have something of value to bring.
Yeah.
And it's not here. Yeah. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
This is what it's at. Same as getting that message from the kid today. I was like, fuck, this is what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
And I love being able to have these conversations, because we can have the convo and it gives someone else the permission slip. They're listening and going, fuck, all right, I can do it too.
Giving them those little light bulb moments, bro. But yeah.
Yeah.
No, I see it, brother.
Yeah. We're having these the burn the boats moments, I reckon. Like, it's like, cool. It's another thing. We're just throwing more gasoline onto it, and we're getting ready to fucking rip it off.
Yeah, for sure. What is your goal with where you're at with your movement, your men's movement, and stuff like that, brother?
Yeah, man, men over matter, and I think we can both relate to this. Money can be a point of pain for a lot of people, and especially a lot of men if they're the sole breadwinner. And I think a lot of men are struggling at the moment, not specifically financially, but I don't want that to be a barrier for men to do the work, to go and seek help. It's fucking hard to go see a psychologist, a psychiatrist. It's expensive. There's a long wait list. I know that that's not my forte. I'm not a professional in that aspect, but I can provide a space for men to show up, for men to talk, and provide a community. And so with Men Over Matter, we're doing retreats. It's a bit harder now that I'm not in Melbourne and I'm not present in that aspect, but we can put on events for free for men to show up and find a community and have those conversations, similar to a footy club, but a bit more positive.
Yeah.
You're not doing the other habits that come with it. And I hope that I can continue to show up in my footy club and be that person as well. But I want men to be able to go and do a personal development retreat for free. Yes. And if I can leverage this to be able to, like this podcast, and grow it, to be able to do that, awesome. And I would love to be able to, we've got a Men Over Matter event with the Yard Gym in Paran on Sunday. I can't afford to go. I can't even go to my own event that I'd fucking love. I need that for me to do that. And then there's one in Darwin on July 5th. I would love to be able to be present in those things, because I know how my top value is integrity. So if I could show up and show that and be there, like I'm like the one like trying to orchestrate these things. If I could just be present in the space, I think that would be huge. So my goal is to grow this podcast, and I've just signed up with a mentorship with Chris Griffin. I was like, he's the guy that's doing it in Australia. Like, that's where I've got to be. So, yeah, trying to back myself in and do that, and then that's the goal, man. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, bro. That's powerful. No doubt, a lot of men will get behind that, bro, because it's needed.
Yeah.
In today's day and age, and it's a growing thing as well. So I think there are more men's movements and workshops and stuff like that are popping up all over the place, which is beautiful to see. But yeah, I haven't seen anyone doing them consistently for free, especially somebody who can't make their own event, bro. So that speaks volumes, brother. And yeah, what you're doing is amazing, bro.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I think I love that there's so many popping up too. I don't think anyone should ever take the perspective that it's oversaturated or there's competition.
Yeah.
And I will support other men's groups as well, like I always do, and I'll always point people in the right direction. If I've got nothing going on, I'm like, go see these dudes. Like, you need to do it. So really trying to just push that movement for people to seek help, and not just men too. Like I talk to women about some pretty full on stuff here.
Yeah.
And I think that those spaces need to be grown as well. But yeah, I just want to help people. I think what I realized was I need to be of service. Like that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that having conversations like this is how I can be of service right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The money will come.
Yeah.
The more people you serve and the more value that you provide them, the better you serve them. You know, money is...
It's just a byproduct of doing good work, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think the challenge with men's work is because it's so taboo, it's so challenging for men to take action. And they want it so bad, but they're like committing is the challenge.
Yeah.
And that's why it's free. It's like fucking, you have no excuse to not come.
Yeah.
And now I know it just sits up here. So it's creating enough evidence that it's safe and growing it enough to make sure guys like, all right, I want to be a part of it. Because so many blokes go to run clubs now and do all those other things, which is awesome. Like do stuff for your physical health. That's cool. And it makes you feel high, like you get that runner's high and that sort of thing. But then what are you doing after that? Like we can give you a space to integrate and actually have the conversation. You're not just running and avoiding it for a bit. And you're around good people, but we can really make a shift for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you like stay in your groups, you know, talking and just providing an online space and...
Oh, so it's all in person. The accountable man I do online, but in-person events, man, we pull up and we carry some heavy shit, like go for a walk and...
Sick.
It just represents the shit that we're actually carrying internally.
Yeah.
And again, it's giving evidence. Like I would say, like this is whatever you want it to be. This could be childhood trauma. This could be grief. This could be whatever burden you're carrying. But there's actually other guys here that you can ask for help and support you. So we'll put backpacks full of weight or carry kettlebells. And there's other guys that aren't carrying anything. But you go, hey, brother, this is too hard. Jarrod, can you carry this for me? Can you give us a hand? Sweet. Now you've got evidence that you support me.
Yeah.
And now when I am struggling with something internally, I can reach out and you're going to support me.
I can rely on my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. We're building brotherhood.
Yeah.
And so with the accountable man is something I'm doing online because I was like, well, I can't show up in person as I don't have the capacity for that at the moment. But what I can do is show up every day. And so now we've just got 2 goals for the month. And the only rule is you have to check in every 3rd day. Because guys can set goals. They say, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to drive a Range Rover or whatever. But you can put a goal out there. If you're not taking action and being accountable for it, it's not going to come. So we need to check in. And you don't need to pass a goal. Like one of the guys, he's quitting vaping and the other guy is like gambling. And like the vaping thing is like, I'm just going to stop buying them. He stopped buying them and like a couple of days ago, I had a few puffs. That's sweet. Just showing up and being accountable for it. You don't have to quit. You don't have to fully succeed. Like that'll come. You just got to put the reps in now. And if you slip off, we're here to support you saying it's all good. Keep going.
Yeah.
Like same as the other guy. He's like, yeah, I was just going to go have a slap because I'm bored. But I didn't because I had you guys keep me accountable. I was like, sweet, that's what it's for. Yeah. Same with the coffee for me. It's like, if I didn't put that out there, it's been plenty of times I said, I need to quit this caffeine. I need to give it a rest. And then it's like, oh, no, fuck, I'm going to the gym. I need to get something up me. But if I put it out there, you have a social contract. Like, fuck, it's not only myself I'm letting down now, it's the others.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is for men, but we work in groups a lot better. And if we put it out there to others, we don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What about you? What do you got coming up next?
Bro, I did run a workshop here for free before I went to Bali, probably a couple of months ago now. But that was powerful, bro. That was like, it was a lot bigger than what I expected. I didn't know how many people were going to come, and the feedback was amazing. Like, there was a lot of people that came to me and was like, bro, I've actually never actually relaxed like that before. You know, I was like, what do you mean? Like, I've never actually just sat still and, you know, just focused on my breath. And, you know, I was just talking to them about planting seeds of belief and stuff into their mind. And they've said like, bro, I've just never, you know, everyone's overstimulated, bro. I think that's one of the most undervalued skills at the moment, is just being able to sit there in stillness and, you know, not have to do everything or do anything, because the world's like programmed us to prioritize productivity and efficiency, and, you know, we always need to be busy doing something. But there's actually a lot of productivity in doing nothing and just being still and allowing your mind to process some of those thoughts that have been bottling up. Krishna is like kind of like Hindu Jesus. He's in the Bhagavad Gita, but he says the wise see that there is action in inaction. So that's a big thing that I've implemented as well. But yeah, I want to get back into some workshops as well, bro. Haven't done much planning around it. Maybe a hike, get some men out there, carry some heavy shit as well, do some breath work, maybe release some surplus of energy or something like that. Keep building the services, keep providing as much value as I can. Keep expanding, bro. Podcasts are cool. This is my first one doing an actual sit-down podcast room like this, bro. So yeah, just keep upskilling myself, bro. Keep getting the word out there. Keep being of service to as much people as I can. Yeah, things will unfold naturally, I believe.
Do you still have contact with like your old footy teams or that sort of stuff?
The boys?
Yeah.
Not so much, bro. Like, I'm still friends with most of them. Like, a lot of them have distanced themselves from me. Like, I think when you go through some big changes, especially from a footy scene to, you know, like self-development, and, you know, I was making a lot of content and sharing a lot of my learnings and, you know, trying to provide value and doing entrepreneurship and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people get rubbed the wrong way, and they're just like, hey, who's this guy think he is? And, you know, naturally, as you evolve, people will just start to distance themselves from you. So yeah, I've I guess lost a lot of friendships, but they were really true friends. If you're evolving and, you know, they're not supporting you or they're distancing themselves from you, that really shows, you know, who your true friends are. So
yeah,
definitely have distanced between a few of them. Still got my close friends. But yeah.
It's a big refinery, isn't it? Like putting yourself out there. Because I have some people that I wasn't very close with now reach out all the time, and like you get, even though it's online, like a really close relationship with someone that you were like, oh yeah, he's a mate. But then others that you thought were like really good mates, like, brother, just fucking like my story, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, support me, and you just like get nothing from them.
Yeah.
Or you know, you don't get a message, but other people are like, man, you're doing so good. It's like, we've just followed each other for a few years. Like, we don't even know each other, and you're lifting me up. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow, bro. Like, some of the people that, you know, you kind of expect to support you the most aren't there for you, and then some of these random people are like, you know, are there for you more than anyone else.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
It's crazy to see that some people you don't even know are your biggest cheerleaders, and then you know, the people you would think would back you to the hills are not there, and it's a refinery. It's like, all right, cool, I know where to like focus my energy now. Yeah, but what I was getting at with that question was, I think in all like male sports, it's an area for improvement for their game. Like an opportunity to be able to sit in stillness when you know a penalty's coming up. It's like, how are we going to attack this? All right, let's breathe through it for a sec. Let's think about it.
Yeah,
I think there'd be an opportunity for clubs to reach out to you to go, all right, we could actually use this.
Yeah,
because AFL clubs are using meditation now. I got a mate. I did a podcast with Chris Doria. He's a DJ, Soundcheck. I don't know if you heard of him, but he's done sound healings at like Richmond like at AFL club, sound
That's
healings.
sick.
Yeah, Essendon, they got a former player he's done the breathwork before. He does breathwork with them now.
Yeah.
Like these elite clubs want to get that 1% better.
Yeah.
And they can work out all day and they can do all the tactics, but they're not working in is something that's like just coming into elite level sports now.
Yeah.
And
If you're not calm in the chaos, man, you're gonna choke under pressure.
Yeah. And you watch it, like how many games go down to the wire and you're like, why the fuck did he make the decision?
Yeah.
And so if you can provide that, it's something that high level sporting coaches can't do because they've never practiced it. They've just been taught the game and they level up that way, where you're leveling up in another way, but you have the background of playing high level sport as well.
Yeah, true.
So you can be relatable with them.
Yeah.
Because you can talk about those moments of the games, like, well, this happened to me, like, I needed to make this play and I didn't do it. Now, if I had that time back, this is what I would implement. This is how I'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creating that stillness, like you said, bro, in the eye of the storm almost.
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius calls it his inner citadel. It's like a place you can always retreat to, no matter the storm around you, how chaotic it gets, you've always got your inner citadel. So in those high pressure moments, game related or, in the middle of a fight or something, you just be able to go back into your inner citadel and be calm in the chaos. Yeah, I've never thought about it as a opportunity for business though, bro. But yeah, that is something.
Yeah.
That's cool that they're implementing in the top level.
Yeah. Like those clubs are making millions of dollars too, so they might have some money to give you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got high budgets. You know what the players are getting paid. So,
how are they getting paid nowadays, bro? AFL.
I think the highest paid players are like $2 million a year.
Yeah, far.
Yeah, there's quite a few over $1 million now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what rugby's like, but
nah, me either.
Yeah, but that's something that you could think about. As we look to wrap it up, you've read over 150 personal development books now. What are like the top 5? If people want to start right now, like what can they reach out to?
Top 5, bro. Meditations from Marcus Aurelius has always been up there for me. That's been my gospel for a while. So you got the Emperor of Rome, who's the most powerful man at the time, running the biggest army, got the most land, got the power of life or death over people, and he's away on campaigns and he's going through plagues and all these diseases and all these people coming to him and he's just writing to himself every day. It's like a journal that was never meant to be published as a book. And he's just talking to himself about mastering his inner world. And, you don't have control over external events. You have control over your mind. Realize this and you'll find strength. And, you're going to bump into arrogant people and nasty people today. Just remember your values and all these little reminders, bro, from somebody who went through probably more than most people in history, and how he's just talking to himself has been a very profound book for me. So definitely recommend that. Another one, The Kybalion. You read The Kybalion, bro?
No.
The Kybalion's, it's where we get our universal laws from. It's the 7 Hermetic principles that are attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, which goes by many names across a lot of different traditions. To the Egyptians, he was known as Thoth. In the Bible, he was Enoch. In the Quran, he's the Prophet Idris. So, yeah, he's this deity that created our laws of the universe that modern science are slowly catching up to and confirming all of these laws, like the law of vibration. Nothing rests, everything vibrates, everything moves. Nothing is truly still, bro. If you got a powerful enough microscope and you looked at this table, like you would see that the atoms inside them are vibrating. So you got the law of correspondence, which is as within, so without, as above, so below, which is this idea that you're a microcosm of a macrocosm, like a walking miniature universe. All the laws of nature that govern the universe govern you as well, because you are made in the image of God, or, you're a droplet of the ocean that requires all the qualities of the entire ocean. So yeah, when it comes to self-mastery, understanding the laws of nature that govern the world and govern yourself, that's a big one. It's not the easiest read. I've read it probably 10 times and still trying to decode it, bro.
Yeah.
But it is, if you do read it, like you will gain a lot out of it. The Law of Rhythm's another one. I think we spoke about it on the phone. It's like everything has its tides. Everything flows out and in. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. And the swing compensates. The swing to the left is the swing to the right, which is similar to Sir Isaac Newton's law of motion. For every force, there is an equal and opposite force. So no matter where you get to in life, you're still going to experience those low moments and those adversities, and just having an awareness of how nature is always flowing out and in. When the tide's out, nothing wrong with that. That's normal. In fact, it's inevitable. It's inescapable. And it will come back in. The swing will manifest and it will come back in. But also when you're experiencing the highs and, the euphoria and the excitement and the joys, it's not getting too high up on your high horse, because realizing that for every force there is an equal and opposite force. To the extent that you allow yourself to experience those highs, you're going to create the potentiality to experience equal and opposite force, which is the lows, the depressions, and those undesired states. So that's where neutrality becomes very powerful as well. Krishna, he's got another one. He says, the wise are the same in pleasure and in pain. The wise are the same in pleasure and in pain. Kybalion meditations, got The Alchemist, bro. I love The Alchemist. You read that one?
Nah.
Bro, you should read that one, because that speaks to you and your whole movement a lot. The hero's journey, that's basically what The Alchemist is about.
Yeah, okay.
It's about this boy that goes on his own personal legend. He has this dream. He's just like a shepherd boy in Spain, and he has this dream about his hidden treasure that's over in Egypt. And then he decides to leave his sheep farm, goes on a big old journey, bumps into all these different people, meets a king. The king tells him this powerful story, actually. Do we got time?
Yeah, we got 10.
So bumps into the king, and the king tells him about the secret of happiness. So he said that a shopkeeper told his son to go and visit the wisest man in the world to find out the secret of happiness. And after like 40 days or something, the boy travels through the desert, and he finally comes upon this great big castle where the wise man lives. And then he walks in. On arrival, he sees like a hive of activity. There's like an orchestra playing, a lot of tradesmen come and left. There's a table covered with the most delicious foods in the world. And it takes him like 2 hours before he can speak to the wise man. And after waiting 2 hours, he spoke to him, told him why he'd come, find out the secret of happiness. And he looks at him and goes, well, go and explore my castle for another 2 hours. But he also gave him this task. He said, take this spoon with 2 drops of oil on it and make sure you don't spill the oil, and come back to me after 2 hours. So he takes the spoon, starts exploring the castle, making sure he doesn't spill the oil. And he's like really locked in on the oil, climbs these big flights of stairs, explores this big palace, making sure no matter what he does, doesn't spill the oil. After 2 hours, goes back to the wise man, goes, here you go, still got the oil. And he goes, wow, did you see my garden that took the master gardener 10 years to build? Did you see the marble walls? Did you see my ceiling that's covered with the great arts? And did you see the mountain views all around you? And the boy, he was embarrassed, bro. He didn't realize, he didn't see anything because he was locked in on this teaspoon. And then the wise man was like, well, then go back. You cannot know a man if you do not know his house. So the boy got excited, grabbed the spoon again. And this time he noticed everything. He saw the flowers, the garden that took the master gardener 10 years to build. He saw the marble walls. He saw the library. He saw the art all on the ceilings. And then after back, he relayed in detail everything that he had seen. And then the wise man said, but what happened to the oil that I entrusted you? And then he looked down and the oil had spilled. And he said, there's only one piece of advice that I can give you. The secret to happiness is seeing the marvels of the world but not losing the drops of oil that's within the spoon. So it's like, look around you, bro. Like, see all the marvels of the world, but still having that task, still having that goal that you're focused on, but seeing the beauty that exists with everything. So yeah, I thought that was a beautiful story. But yeah, just keeps going on this journey. He meets an alchemist who's like slowly teaching him the language of the universe, and goes through his trials and tribulations. He has to work for like 2 years to afford the camel ride through the desert to get from Spain to Egypt. He loses his money, goes through a lot of adversity, could have went back home and played that victim mentality, which a lot of people do. He stops at this town, finds the love of his life, and that nearly stops him from pursuing his treasure, his dream as well. We all know a guy or two that have done that. And the alchemist told him, he was like, I'll tell you what happens if you stay here, with the love of your life. After a year or two, you'll be happy. You'll have a family with her. You'll get married. Everyone will look up to you. But then the omens will stop coming to see you. The omens, he's meant to follow these omens that are guiding him towards his dream. The omens will stop seeing you. Everyone will realize that you were a quitter that didn't actually stick it out and pursue his dreams. You'll start resenting your wife and start blaming her for you not sticking through with your goals and your dreams. And then everyone will start to see you as a quitter, and they'll start to resent you, and then you'll become depressed. And that resonated with me a lot, because I can see that in so many different men's life in particular, like those people that just become nasty and envious and resentful because, you're doing your thing and, they gave up on their thing. So yeah, after he told him that story, he ends up carrying on with his journey, keeps going through the desert. It's like a bit of a fantasy story, but so relatable, especially to the hero journey concept.
That just reminds me of so many experiences I have in my life with that. That's I'm in the process of leaving no stone unturned, because I don't want to get to the end of my life and go, fuck, I wish I did that. I don't want to resent a partner because they stopped me from doing the things I wanted to do, even though I chose it. Because I see that so much in other people I observe in life, not specifically friends or family, just people in the world.
Yeah.
They're so unhappy and they want to blame someone for it when really they just didn't follow their purpose or passion.
Yeah.
I was told to get a job and now my life is shit. It's like, you chose that though.
Yeah.
And people always say to me like, oh, I wish I could do what you're doing. I'm like, you can.
Yeah.
You just got to choose it. Like, don't worry about the fear. Just do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see it as well. And it's tough to see, because it's like, bro, you did choose that. Like, you're bringing up, being MVP of under 16s and stuff back in the day. It's like,
still,
bro, these old stories. But, what about now? Like, why don't you just be the MVP now, bro?
Yeah, I got mates to do that. Like, then we started smoking and drinking and rah. I'm like, you can still play now. You're not that old. But like, oh, no, I can't play anymore. It's like, yeah, you can't because you said that. Like, the only difference between can and can't is the apostrophe T. Yeah. Like, that's your choice. Just change your words. Yeah, but
simple
they don't want
decisions.
it. Yeah. All right, before we really wrap it up, what's the lowest hanging fruit for someone who's relating to this journey and they want to start? What can they action today?
The lowest hanging fruit. Figure it out, what it is that you actually want out of life, who it is that you actually want to become. Align yourself to that version and treat your word as an unbreakable law, and keep stacking evidence that are aligned to that desired version of yourself. And the more you do so, the more you establish your word as law, the more conviction you'll gain, the more self-trust you'll gain, and the more that reality is likely to manifest. Conviction is what you need, and it's cultivated through discipline and through stacking evidence and establishing your word as law. get really clear on what it is that you want. I think that's one of the biggest things. Get direction. If you don't know which port you're sailing to, no winds can be favorable. So find out the end goal, find out the destination, who it is you want to be, what life it is that you want to live. Get familiar with the environments, the emotions that you'd feel when you wake up, how people would look at you, respected, accomplished, cherished, and then start feeling those things now. The end needs to be the beginning. Instead of waiting for you to achieve X, Y, and Z before you can feel certain emotions, feel them now. The end needs to be the beginning for you to arrive and stack evidence that are going to gain conviction and reinforce the new identity.
Love it. Yeah, it's awesome. So if people want to work with you, want to learn more from you, where can they find you?
My handle is Jarrod Morfett on Instagram. I'm the founder of the Alchemy Academy. We have a school community that's based around self-mastery on all three planes, uncovering and removing and rewiring subconscious beliefs. I also do one-on-one mentorships. That's a six-week process where we deep dive into, subconscious beliefs, patterns, self-sabotaging patterns, and then ultimately just create a bit of a roadmap around what it is that's going on within you, deeply encoded, and where it is that you want to be. And we go through that process together. I also have a self-mastery audit, a free quiz that anybody could do at any time to see where you're at vibrationally and to identify where you're leaking some of your energy. That is in my bio on my Instagram.
Awesome. Jarrod Morfett. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate you, my brother. Legend. My man.
Cheers.